Hello, this is Guyofdoom with TGN, and I'm bringing you Duke Nukem 3D with adult content. So, this is going to be my first episode of my Let's Play series for TGN Let's Play, and I figured I'd kick it a little old school, going with this relatively old game of Duke Nukem, but as you can see, it's been updated a little bit with a high-resolution pack that was made by fans, and so it updates it to 32-bit, which makes it look a lot prettier than it used to. Now, it's still not a gorgeous game by any means, but it never really was. It definitely was kind of revolutionary for the time that it came out, but it wasn't going to win any graphics awards, let's say. So, and let's see if I can remember where all the secrets on this level are at without totally failing and jumping. Alright, here we go. Off to a good start. Now, this game came out originally in 1996, so for those of you that are counting, that is 15 years ago. And just because I feel like dating myself, I was about 14 years old when this game came out. So, as you might expect, I was like, oh my god, this game is awesome! Because not only did it have a pretty decent amount of violence when it came out, but of course it had the strippers, and so for a 14-year-old I found that absolutely exciting. So, but most of my fun, on a more serious note, most of my fond memories come from this game with multiplayer, because this was one of the first big, especially shooters, that I played a lot of multiplayer, because when this game came out, this was back in the days of dial-up, so for those of you that never were around for dial-up, what that meant was relatively slow connections in which you're basically hogging up your phone line, so your parents are usually going to kind of monitor your time, or you play on weekends, or in the middle of the night when nobody's going to be using the phone line, and try to get in games with your friends. But with the modem, you're pretty much only going to get, in most cases you were directly connecting to your friends, so you'd either do a one-on-one, but if you wanted to play more than one person, you had to go to some internet cafes, well, I guess internet studios, cafes, basically LAN groups that you paid about $5 an hour to play a whole bunch of video games, and those were always a blast because, like I said, unlike normal internet connections, you actually got to play with more than one of your friends, and we spent, oh man, I don't remember how many hours I spent as a kid in one of those, just playing Duke Nukem 3D, Red Alert. I never really got big into Counter-Strike, but this was, I think, Warcraft 2 was another one that was really big back then, and I played countless hours of games. One of those, I wouldn't say misspent youth, because I definitely enjoyed it, but oh man, I spent a lot of time on the computer, and I still do, actually, as part of my job, but not nearly as much recreation as I used to. And you can see how much hours of this I actually played, just because I'm zipping right through this, and I still remember where most of the secrets are. I think there's still one secret on this level that I don't recall, and if any of you remember it, I'd love to see you leave it in the comments below, because it's driving me nuts that I don't remember where it's at. But, so this is the first level down in 2 minutes? 3 minutes? How'd I do? 3:23, not bad, not my best time, and like I said, I missed one secret. So, this game, for those of you that either haven't had a chance to play it or are looking to try it out again, you can actually get it on goodoldgames.com, which is GOG.com, and it's only $6, so that is a steal for how much game time you can get out of this thing. And also, they put a lot of links to mods for this game, including this high-resolution pack that you see me playing right now. So there's also a bunch of other little bonuses that you get with this game. Because Good Old Games is really good about throwing in wallpapers, texture packs, mods, anything for these good old games. And the best thing about them is they are DRM free, which I am a big fan of, and I support that wholeheartedly, because nothing annoys me more than DRM, because you're never going to stop the pirates, because if somebody wants to steal it, they're going to steal it. And all DRM really does is punish the people that are actually forking out the cash for your game. So I'm a big fan. Actually, I think Gabe Newell of Valve actually came out with a good quote that was talking about how they had expanded their market into Russia. And Russia's pretty notorious for their pirating of games. And he said they hadn't had any problems, and it wasn't by enacting any DRM. It was actually just by providing better content. Notch has got a pretty good... Notch, the developer of Minecraft's got a pretty similar philosophy as well, where you just got to provide better content to the people that are actually paying for your game than to try to discourage those that aren't. And that's the way I'd like to see a lot more things go, but it's going to be hard to convince things like Blizzard and Activision, who are making millions upon millions of dollars of their huge titles, to do anything else. But you never know. They may change their mind once upon a time or sometime in the future. We'll see. But for the now, I've been ignoring a lot of the mainstream titles. Like Diablo 3 doesn't have me very excited because I don't like the online handcuffs, because while internet's a lot more common, especially since the age of games like this, it's still not standard fare, and you can get a lot of intermittent connections and issues, and there's just a lot of logistical things that can come up that requiring an internet connection when the US is still only ranked 27th, yes, that's right, 27th in average internet speed in the world, that I don't think you can really completely require internet access. So unless something like Blizzard's going to start forking out a whole lot of money to get the boondocks of the US hooked up to the internet, then I just think that requiring internet is not a solid plan. But hey, I don't make games, so they are, of course, free to make their own decisions, and I'm obviously in a minority or a very small crowd, because still millions upon millions of people are buying their games anyway. So the most I could do is stick to the games that I enjoy and support them, and I don't know, just keep with my mantra of down with DRM. So, so you can agree with me, disagree with me, that's fine, but that's kind of where I stand. So, right now I'm gonna go ahead and play through Duke Nukem, and and depending on how much you guys enjoy this, I may go beyond the first little scenario here, but otherwise, I'll probably move on to some other games shortly after that, just to kind of change things up. And like I said, as you might expect, I tend to stick with either independent games or games like this, which are old and retro and kind of get at that nostalgia that a lot of us have for the days when games were, I don't know, better or more pure, or I don't know whatever words that people like to say. So, and for those of you that don't get it, this is an O.J. Simpson reference. And if you don't know who O.J. Simpson is, well, then that just kind of dates me. So, but like I said, I'm 29, so that means I was born in 1982. Oh, man. And when I talk too much, that's what happens. So, we're gonna have to start all over again from my save point. This is why autosaving is an important feature in new games. And this is why I got really irritated with the first Mass Effect. So, it was a long time before I finally got an Xbox 360, and my wife, being awesome, picked up Mass Effect for it, and I'm like, great, everybody said awesome things about this game, I'm gonna totally love it. And within 10 minutes of playing it, I got absolutely frustrated because the thing has the worst autosave feature ever. And I don't know how many times I died past the part that was just a royal pain before I got to the point where I started saving like a madman. And I think the game is still fun, and of course I bought the second one, and I'm anxiously awaiting the third one. But man, I'm telling you this, if any of you are aspiring game developers and you don't put an autosave feature in your RPG, I'm going to come to your house and kick you in the shins. that's that's my threat. So for whatever weight that may hold over you, we'll go with that. So I'm gonna try to zip through this a little faster because I don't like being repetitive, and dying is a bad thing. So let's go ahead and save it. There we go, just in case I die once more. And jump down here. And what's actually fun about, or interesting about the, speaking of old features on games, so if you actually stick with the old DOS version of this rather than the 32-bit one that's been updated a little bit, it actually predates mouse control, which for a first-person shooter can drive you absolutely batty. And some of you will be like, how could you play without the mouse? And yeah, again, this was old historic days of computing where control schemes worked much differently than they do now, and I don't think there's too many people that would even try to play a first-person shooter on the PC nowadays without a mouse. So, just different times, different equipment. That's just kind of different world. Back in my day. So, there you go. And it's not even that old, it's just, computers have just changed so fast, so quickly, and it's just interesting reflecting on games that I've played versus people that are even 5 years younger than me have played, and just getting our experiences on our own versions of the good old games that we used to play or enjoyed. So, all right, come on. Whoops! That was complete fail. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sure some of you guys are like, this guy is the worst first-person shooter player ever. And it's reasons like this that I am not buying Battlefield 3 or Modern Warfare 3 because my skills at first-person shooters have deteriorated at my old age, and I'm just kind of out of practice. So the games I tend to focus on now are strategy, turn-based, real-time, or just things like Minecraft. So if you go to my channel right now, I've got a whole Let's Play series going on the Minecraft, and I'm focusing on Vex Super Hostile series, which for those of you that haven't played it, is an absolutely brutal series of Minecraft maps where you have to get various items to fill in a monument. So that's your goal, because I think he's actually renamed them Capture the Monument. And so it's nice to kind of have a goal-oriented with Minecraft, although the final game is supposed to be a little bit better about that, but we'll see. Anyway, so you're supposed to complete these monuments and go through these dungeons, and he just puts a whole lot of spawners in a lot of bad locations, and you will die a number of times. Like, it's not even possible to play on hardcore mode. Like, some people are like, oh, I'm awesome, I could do it. No, there's no way to not die on Vex's maps, and so some of you can take that as a challenge if you'd like, but there's a difference between challenge, impossible, and crazy, and now I'm just rambling. So I think that was easier coming this direction. That guy does look much prettier in 32 bits. There we go. Look at that. I fast forwarded the heck out of that. Alright, now let's see if I can not die at this part. How's that sound? There we go. There we go. Much better. Much better. Alright. So for those of you that remember the original game, you'll know I'm coming up to one of the famous parts here, so I'm anxious to see how these 32-bit strippers turn out. Because we all know nothing's better than digital animated boobs. Remembering to save again. If I remember right. Yes! Ah! There's one secret I remembered. There you go. There's your graphic nudity. They do look much better than the original game. Oh, come on. Jumping is hard. Alright, here we go. I'll keep my hand over the med kit. And there we go. No more dying. Okay. I may have spoke too soon. Jeez, speaking of dying again. Medkit? Medkit? Medkit anywhere? Medkit? Medkit? Hey, there we go. Alright. Whoa! Alright, well, we finished the second level. So, and I'm not gonna die too many more times. So we'll leave it with that. So this is gonna be my first episode for you guys, and we'll do the next level or two on my next episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Feel free to leave comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And this has been Guyofdoom with TGN. And remember that we are YouTube. See you next time.